Hey traders, what's up? This is the watch list video for Monday, April 4th. I always start off with the daily chart of the SPY, and we had a couple days down and then sold off initially on Friday, but ended up kind of a nice intraday reversal and going out at the highs. We'll glance at the 5-minute chart. Pretty narrow range compared to what's been going on lately. But anyway, a strong close. So we'll see what happens on Monday. Just a quick reminder, I'm an intraday trader. I make my money between the bells, between the opening bell and the closing bell. So this is nothing to do with investing. It's day trading. And I'm going to start Monday watching the following list of stocks plus morning gappers that we find in the pre-market. And as the day unfolds, I'm going to use my scanners to find news plays as well and other setups and do my best to take only A-plus intraday setups, scaling out into strength while tenaciously protecting the downside. So there's a reminder on basically what we do. Sometimes I'll put out a video and someone will say, hey, this chart looks terrible. Why are you investing in it, right? And to me, that just means they don't understand what I'm doing. I'm looking for stuff that might give me a nice move the following day. So there you go. So we'll start with DATS because I really like this chart. I mean, it's kind of ugly on the longer term thing, but recently, I'm a big fan of looking at recent action, which kind of keeps you in the realm of recent high flyers or stocks that are in play. If you're a day trader, that's what you want to do. You might have a beautiful 4-year cup and handle forming on Microsoft or something like that, right? But that doesn't mean when we log in tomorrow, it's going to give any kind of movement at all because it might not be in play. Anyway, there you go. So DATS, real nice rip. I guess this was last, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, last Monday. Massive volume, topped out at 323, and it's kind of flagging and coiling, and so pretty interesting setup there. And I've been having trouble with my charts loading slow lately. TKAT is one of the old NFT plays. Nice volume on Friday and a fairly strong close. I mean, pretty far off its highs. Topped out at 429 before closing at 364, but certainly going to keep an eye on that one. And if it goes, hopefully, we can catch an A-plus setup. But if not, most of you probably know some of the sympathy plays. I know people in chat do, so we'll certainly look to the sympathies if TKAT rips and we miss it. GREE, I believe Bitcoin related, had nice volume and a big move on Friday. Went from 835 to 1268 before settling at 1152. Certainly going to look for a follow-through setup on that one. CLVS had the gap up on Thursday and ran and then went out at the lows. It doesn't usually look good, right? Usually these things, when that happens, they continue to sell off because a lot of people, everyone who got long that day on the gap up day is burned, right? They're underwater, they're bag holding. But a neat little reversal on Friday. So certainly goes on long watch. MULN, it's just had that big pop on Wednesday, kind of a quiet day on Thursday, and a real quiet day on Friday. So I'm just going to keep that one on watch. ISIG, a former runner, and then is getting volume again, topped out on this gap up day at 1442. Broke that on Friday, went to 1447, but closed all the way down at 1269. I'm a little leery of this one, but I'm going to keep it on a chart. It's definitely getting some action lately, but it's also what I call stupid whippy, so be careful with that one if you trade it. NNOX, I believe, had earnings on Thursday, had a nice pop, and then a quiet inside day on Friday. Looking for a third day play there, only with a proper setup. AGRI, it's not, I don't know. I talked about this on Thursday night's video. You had the big rip, and it was slowly pulling back, so I had it on bounce watch. And it still hasn't given a bounce play setup, but you could argue this 3 area was support here. Not a lot of support. It bounced off of it after this last pullback. So I'm not in love with this one. It's a food play on the food shortage thesis. I don't know. I guess the reason I'm having it on bounce watch is because I've had it on bounce watch for several days and I still haven't gotten the setup that I'm looking for. I'll switch to 15-minute candles and kind of show you. Here was the big run up, and then after the nasty reversal on this day, there's the opening 15-minute candles high the next day. It never broke it, right? The next day, you kind of look to the right and say it never broke it. Same thing here. here, and here. All of these days it put in its high early in the morning, and we didn't get the afternoon breakout. I sound like a broken record because I talk about this on a lot of my videos where I'm looking for something for a bounce play. But my problem with it is it's pretty much round tripped and then some, unless you consider it started to run really in early March, all the way down here a little over $1.50, then it's still up nicely, right? So for that reason, and I haven't had a trigger in it yet, I'm going to keep it on bounce watch. And I've spent too much time on that one already. Hood, which is Robinhood, H-O-O-D, had the big pop last week, and it's just kind of slowly coming back down on declining volume. It's close to a round trip also, though, from that big pop. I'll zoom in a little bit. It basically did round trip because this is where it started, and it got there again. But I'm going to keep that one on bounce watch, too, because it hasn't given me a setup. And I hate to take something off bounce watch and then have it give a beautiful setup the next day. So I almost trap myself into keeping something on bounce watch until something happens, right? Anyway, ALLG had a gap up here and a massive move. I mean, on this day, it was like $8 and moved all the way to 28. Had a nasty intraday reversal, and then you've got another red day and another red day and another red day. So again, this is another one of those I've had on bounce watch. I'm going to keep on bounce watch and see if I get a setup. FRGE, another recent, man, my charts. If anyone knows how to, like, maybe you can clear the cache for eSignal, it's still thinking. There we go. I don't know what's going on with it, but lately they're loading so slow, and it's kind of random when that happens. Have gig speed internet, so it's not that. But anyway, really nice move in FRGE. And then you had the reversal day and another red day. I'd like to see it come back down, to the buy zone we look for, but I am going to put it on bounce watch as early as Monday, and we'll see if we get a setup. JBHT, which is a transport company, truckers, right? Shipping, think shipping, transport. They all look like this. They're all ugly. I just wanted to pick one of them because I feel like they're overdone to the downside. This has fallen from like $218 down to 181 in pretty short order, but 4 nasty days down in a row. So I definitely want to keep this one on. Just snap back, bounce watch, and you could do that with any of the truckers. IGMS, they had this massive pop on a collaboration. I can't even remember, with Santa Fe maybe? I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. And somewhere in here they did an offering, and it held up pretty well for a little bit. Now it's coming back down. I think it's probably below the offering price. But anyway, you had the big volume and a few-day pullback. I still think it deserves to be on bounce watch. And then lastly, I'm going to put SPI on watch, which is kind of an ugly daily chart. But in after hours on Friday, I think this went up pretty close to $4 and settled at 376. So potential gapper on Monday. We'll see if we get a proper gap play set up in it. That's plenty to watch, and we'll add other gappers in the pre-market. And let's focus on only taking A+ setups in the chat room. I'm done babbling. I'll see you guys on Monday morning.